Working at Magier, I get access to a design team just like our clients do, and I submit tasks for our design team also just like our clients do through going to requests and hitting create a request and choosing the package and then filling out this form. And I want to give you an example of a design brief for a LinkedIn carousel that I have created, and also the final result from the designer, because I know it is a learning curve briefing designers, giving feedback to designers, and I want to show you kind of how I do it so that you can get inspired for your kind of process and setup when briefing designers. So this was the brief. The type is social media content. The description is, we asked during case study interviews our customers about how they would describe Magier in 3 words. And 6 of our customers described, gave us the words basically. And I thought to myself, it would be a really cool LinkedIn carousel. Here is how our clients describe us in 3 words. And then just like those words and some visuals. Here is what I prepared in Figma for the designer. I added the text that needs to be on each carousel slide to the slides themselves, just because I think it's easier for the designer to design the slides if he has all of the text and some visual suggestions and some relevant elements, because if he doesn't have any elements or the pictures of the customers, how are they going to design this carousel? It's not going to be possible. So I'm giving everything I have to the designer and telling them, make this work, turn this into something pretty and on brand, and I'm going to help you with, of course, context, the copy, and the direction. And I can't wait for your design, basically. That's how it works. So I added the copy for every slide. So 3 words to describe Magier is the cover slide text. And above every text here and underneath as well, I added some visuals that the designer might need. So in this case, it's a profile picture of the client and also the project we worked on for them, because I thought it would be nice to include that in a carousel. And that's it. Kind of I gathered the designs that we have made for the clients, and then also their profile pictures, and that is the brief, right? And now I'm going to show you the final version because I think it looks really, really cool. So this is the cover image that the designer came up with. He was to describe Magier, and then he also included the images or the profile images of the clients on the cover slide, which I think is really cool and engaging. And then the subtext again, I just said this, and then in the end it looks like this, much nicer. And then here are the quotes of how clients would describe us with their name and profile picture in this quote style, and also a snippet of the work we have done for them in here, in this card style, which I think also is super nice. And then the CTA slide, as always, it's kind of similar in all of our carousels, so that is the easiest part of designing. But the designer also came up with 2 other variations. I decided for this one, but that was also a super quick process. That is how I would brief this a carousel like this. And I just want to also quickly show you how the LinkedIn Figma file is structured, which also was a learning curve for me, how to structure it best without the designs being everywhere and all over the place and messy. So how I do it, I manage free LinkedIn accounts, or I help with free LinkedIn accounts. I have a page for Magier done, which means the designs are ready. I move over all of the designs that are ready to this Figma page. I also have a page, Magier Design in Progress, where I have all the briefs that are upcoming, so the ones that are not done yet, that the designer is working on. And then I also have this page for myself, where I add briefs, so brief in progress. There's nothing there yet right now, but this is where I prepare the briefs and then I copy them over to design in progress once they're done and once I've submitted a task in the backend. That is how it works. yeah, so this was another example of a design brief for LinkedIn. Yeah, I hope this helps, and I hope it gives you some inspiration for your own kind of process. I think since I found this system for briefing, like adding the copy to the carousel slides or next to it, and adding some visual suggestions and elements that the designer might need in the design process, the designs have been amazing. And from the first round, basically like done. I don't need to do anything. I just export and publish it. That is how I brief this carousel. I hope this helps.